My husband cheated while I was nursing our baby. His mistress was on the other line. The baby was still nursing when my phone buzzed. Are you his wife? I didn't know that 7 words could collapse 10 years in 3 seconds. Fort Bragg, North Carolina. 11:47 a.m. on a Tuesday. Amelia Carter sat in the nursery rocking chair, her 5-month-old son Noah latched to her breast, the ceiling fans spinning lazy circles above them. Outside, the Carolina sun was burning through the window, heating the glass, making the air conditioner work overtime. Inside, everything was quiet, soft, ordinary. The way it had been every Tuesday for 5 months. The way she had come to expect it. Her phone buzzed on the side table. Unknown number. She almost ignored it. Almost. But something made her reach for it. Something she couldn't explain. A feeling. A pull. The kind of instinct she had learned to trust during Marcus's deployments, when every phone call could be the one that changed everything. Hello. A pause. Then a young voice, nervous, shaking slightly at the edges. Not a grown woman's voice. A girl's voice. 22, maybe 23. Young enough to still have hope. Young enough to still believe in things. Are you his wife? Staff Sergeant Marcus Carter's wife. Amelia's hand tightened around the phone. Noah made a small sound, sensing the sudden tension in her body. His tiny fingers uncurled and curled again against her skin. She could feel his heart beat through his chest, fast and steady, the way it always was when he slept. Who is this? Another pause. Longer this time. Like the girl on the other end was deciding whether to burn the world down or hang up and pretend she never called. Amelia could hear her breathing. Shallow. Quick. The breathing of someone standing on the edge of something they couldn't take back. She chose fire. My name is Private First Class Destiny Williams. And I think you deserve to know the truth. The truth. 10 years of marriage and Amelia thought she already knew the truth. She knew Marcus took his coffee black. She knew he snored on his left side. She knew he cried exactly once, when their daughter Lily was born, and that he thought she hadn't noticed. She knew the way he folded his uniforms. The way he said her name when he was tired. The way he held her hand in the dark when he thought she was already asleep. She knew everything about this man. Except apparently the most important thing. How long, Amelia said. Her voice was steady. Terrifyingly steady. Even she was surprised. It came from somewhere deep, somewhere she didn't know existed until this exact moment. 7 months. 7 months. Noah was 5 months old, which meant Marcus had been inside another woman while Amelia was pregnant. While she was sick every morning. While she was scared and exhausted and grateful every single time he rubbed her swollen feet without being asked. While she was carrying his son. 7 months is a decision. Every single day he chose this. Where, she said. Not a question. A formality. She already knew. She had always known. She had just refused to see it. His recruiting office. Sometimes his car. He would leave in the middle of the day stop. Amelia closed her eyes. Noah had fallen asleep against her chest, milk-drunk and innocent, his tiny fingers curled into a fist. She pressed her lips to the top of his head and breathed him in, that clean, powdery smell that still amazed her every time. The smell of new life. The smell of everything she was fighting for. He doesn't know you're calling me, Amelia said. No. Are you done with him? Silence. I didn't know he had a new baby, Destiny said quietly. He told me things were bad between you two. He said you were distant. He said you didn't understand him anymore. He said, they always say that. I know. I know that now. Amelia opened her eyes. The ceiling fan kept spinning. The world kept turning. Her son kept sleeping. The sun kept burning outside. And something cold and brilliant crystallized inside her chest. Something she had never felt before. Something that felt like survival. Stay on the phone, she said. Don't hang up. Don't say a word. She switched to her other line and called her husband. He picked up on the second ring, the way he always did for her. Always attentive. Always the perfect husband. She almost laughed. Almost. Hey baby, everything okay? Noah good. Everything's fine, she said. I just missed your voice. She heard him smile. She knew what his smile sounded like over the phone, had memorized it years ago during his first deployment when phone calls were the only thing keeping her sane. The way his voice went slightly softer. The way he breathed differently when he was happy to hear her. I miss you too. Slow day here, just doing paperwork. Are you alone? A beat. Half a second. Anyone else would have missed it. But Amelia had spent 10 years learning the rhythm of his voice. She knew every pause. Every hesitation. Every breath. Yeah, why? No reason. Hey Marcus, do you know a private first-class Destiny Williams? The silence that followed was exactly 4 seconds long. She counted. For seconds of nothing. For seconds of everything. She's one of my recruits. Why? Is that all she is? Amelia, what, Marcus? Her voice dropped low. Quiet. The way it got when she was beyond anger, in that cold place where decisions are made. The voice she had used when she told him she was pregnant the second time. The voice she had used when she said goodbye before his deployments. I need you to think very carefully before you answer me. Because I need you to tell me the truth. Just this once. Just right now. I don't know what you think you heard, but she's on the other line. Silence. Marcus. She's on the other line right now. She called me an hour ago. We've been talking. So before you say one more word, I need you to understand that I already know. I just want to hear you say it. The silence stretched so long she thought the call had dropped. She could hear him breathing. Shallow. Quick. The breathing of a man who had just realized he had been caught. Then, barely a whisper. Amelia, say it. It wasn't supposed to say. It. Yes. One word. 3 letters. And, just like that, 10 years became a crime scene. She didn't cry. Not yet. She put Noah in his crib, slowly, carefully, the way she always did, because even now she was still a mother, still the woman who loved her children more than she hated what their father had done. She stood in the bathroom with the door locked, turned on the faucet so no one could hear, and stared at herself in the mirror for a long time. 32 years old. 2 kids. 5 months postpartum. No job. She'd left her nursing career when they found out she was pregnant with Lily because Marcus said, I make enough. You don't have to. Let me take care of you. Let me take care of you. She had believed him so completely. She thought about the last 7 months in reverse, like rewinding a tape, watching all the moments she'd missed. The nights he came home just slightly later than usual. The times he showered immediately after walking through the door. The way his phone was always face down on the table. The weekend he said he had training, but called from a number she didn't recognize and the background noise sounded wrong. She had explained every single one away. Because he was Marcus. Her Marcus. The man who held her hand through 2 labors. Who deployed twice and came back both times still in love with her, or so she believed. Who slow danced with her in the kitchen on a random Wednesday because a good song came on. She thought about Destiny Williams. 22 years old, maybe 23. Young enough to believe a married man when he said things are bad at home. Young enough to think that made her special rather than targeted. Amelia didn't hate her. She wanted to. It would have been easier. But Destiny had called. Destiny had told the truth when she didn't have to. Marcus had lied even when caught. That told her everything she needed to know about both of them. She unlocked the bathroom door and walked to the kitchen. Made herself a cup of coffee, sat down at the table where they ate dinner every night as a family, and opened her laptop. Her hands were shaking slightly. She noticed and pressed them flat against the table until they stopped. She typed 3 things into Google. Military divorce proceedings, Fort Bragg UCMJ Article 134 adultery military consequences emergency financial assistance, military spouse, then she called her mother. Her mother answered on the second ring. Amelia? What's wrong? And Amelia told her. All of it. The phone call. The girl. The confession. The 7 months. The baby nursing while it all fell apart. Her mother listened without interrupting. When Amelia finished, there was silence. Then her mother said, in a voice Amelia had not heard since her grandmother died, What do you need? I need to know I can do this. You can. How do you know? Because you're my daughter. Because you survived everything else. Because you have 2 babies who need you. And Because that man, that uniform, it doesn't make him a man. It just makes him a soldier. And soldiers can be court-martialed. Amelia almost laughed. Call a lawyer, her mother said. Then call me back. I'll be here. She called a lawyer. Then she called her mother back. Marcus came home at 6 p.m. looking like a man walking to his own execution. Good, Amelia thought. Lily, their 4-year-old, ran to him at the door the way she always did, "Daddy, daddy, daddy," and he caught her, held her tight, squeezed his eyes shut over her shoulder. Amelia watched from the kitchen doorway with Noah on her hip. She had decided not to scream. Screaming felt like giving him something. It felt like letting him see that he had broken her. And he had. But she didn't need to show him that. She had decided to be precise. "Lily, baby, go watch your show," she said. "Daddy and I need to talk." Lily ran off without question. 4-year-olds were merciful that way. They didn't understand the gravity of a closed door. They just knew the cartoon was about to start. Marcus stood in the entryway, still holding his keys, still in uniform, looking at his wife like she was a judge, and he already knew the verdict. "Amelia, please sit down." He sat. She remained standing. Deliberately. She had read somewhere that physical positioning mattered in these conversations, and she was taking no chances. She wanted him looking up at her. She wanted him small. "I've already called JAG," she said. "I know what Article 134 means for your career. I know the court-martial process. I know my rights as a military spouse during separation and divorce proceedings." He opened his mouth. "I'm not finished." He closed it. "I also know that you had unprotected sex with that woman and then came home to me. I need you to understand what that means. What you exposed me to. I have a 5-month-old baby, Marcus. I was still healing. I was still bleeding. And you came home to me." His face crumpled. "Good. I need you to sleep somewhere else tonight. I don't care where. Your car. A hotel. Call a friend. But you cannot be in this house. What about the kids? They will be here. With me. Where they've been while you were busy destroying our family." "Amelia, I love you. I love this family. This was a mistake. 7 months isn't a mistake, Marcus." Her voice finally cracked. Just slightly. She pressed it back down. 7 months is a decision you made every single day. Every morning you woke up and chose to lie. Every night you came home and chose to lie. You decided. He was crying now. She had seen him cry exactly once before this moment. Funny how that worked. "Please," he said. "Please don't give up on us." She looked at him for a long time. This man she had loved so completely, so foolishly, so well. This man she had trusted with her body and her babies and her future. "I didn't give up on us," she said quietly. "You did." He left. The door closed behind him, and she stood in the middle of the living room with Noah on her hip, listening to the silence. Noah fell asleep in her arms. She fed Noah at 2 a.m. in the dark. The room smelled like baby powder and her own exhaustion. She could taste the salt from tears she refused to shed. The nursing chair creaked with every small movement. Outside, she could hear a distant car, someone else's husband coming home. Not hers. The house was so quiet she could hear her own heartbeat. Lily was asleep down the hall. The bed was too big and too empty, and she refused to cry in it, so she sat in the nursing chair in the nursery instead. Her phone lit up. A text from an unsaved number. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't know about the baby until tonight. I didn't know he was still sleeping with you. I swear I didn't know. Destiny." Amelia stared at the message for a long time. Then she typed back, "I believe you. Get yourself tested. And find a different unit." She put the phone face down. Outside, the Carolina night was still and heavy and full of stars. Noah made the small sound he made when he was full and content and drifting. Amelia held him tighter. She thought about what came next. The lawyer. The paperwork. The conversation she would eventually have to have with Lily when Lily was old enough to understand why Daddy didn't live here anymore. The job she would have to find. The person she would have to become. She thought about how 5 months ago she was the happiest she had ever been. Noah was new. Lily was adjusting to being a big sister. Marcus was home. Her family was whole. She thought about how she still was, in this moment, holding this baby. Not because of Marcus. In spite of him. She stood up, walked to the window. Fort Bragg sprawled out in the distance, all order and discipline and chain of command and rules Marcus had broken in every possible direction. She pressed her palm flat against the cold glass. Okay, she thought. Okay. Not forgiveness. Not yet. Maybe not ever. Just a decision. She was still here. Her children were here. And tomorrow morning she was going to wake up and feed her son and make her daughter breakfast and call that lawyer and start the first day of whatever came next. She was a military wife. She had survived 2 deployments. She would survive this too. But this time was different. This time, she wasn't waiting for him to come home. This time, she was building her own. 7 months is a decision. And today, right now, she was making her own. She never learned what happened to Marcus. Not really. She heard rumors, court-martial, reduction in rank, discharge. She didn't confirm them. She didn't need to. What mattered was this: she found a job. She found her footing. She found herself. She packed up the house she had shared with Marcus and moved into a smaller one. She found a daycare for Noah. She found a preschool for Lily. She found a job at the same hospital where she had worked before she became a wife. The first week back, she cried in the bathroom on her lunch break. The second week, she didn't. She found a version of herself she had forgotten existed. The version that existed before Marcus. Before marriage. Before motherhood. That version was still in there. She just had to find her again. And she did. The uniform covers the rank. It never covers the character. I used to think rank meant something. That the stripes on his sleeve said something about the man underneath. Now I know better. The rank doesn't make the man. The choices make the man. And some choices, 7 months of choices, cannot be undone. The uniform covers the rank. It never covers the character. And it never, ever covers the lie. And she had been the one with character all along. On a Sunday morning, 6 months after everything, Amelia sat on the back porch of her new house. Noah was crawling now, chasing a ball across the grass. Lily was drawing with chalk on the patio. The sun was warm. The coffee was hot. Her phone buzzed. She looked at it. A text from a number she didn't recognize. "Ma'am, this is Destiny. I just wanted to tell you I transferred units. I'm seeing a counselor. I'm doing the work. I know it doesn't change anything. I just wanted you to know I'm trying to be better." Amelia read it twice. Then she typed back, "Good. Keep trying." She put the phone down. Noah found the ball and laughed. Lily drew a sun. The coffee was perfect. 7 months is a decision. But so is everything after. And Amelia Carter decided she was going to be okay. She already was. If you've ever had to hold yourself together when everything was falling apart, drop the word steady in the comments. I read every single one. And if this story found you at a moment when you needed to hear it, share it with someone who needs to know they're not alone.